More great news out of the National Consumer Assistance Plan, the agreement between the three major repositories and the New York Attorney General that will affect everyone in the country. Hi everybody, Dave Sullivan here for the Credit Guy TV. I'm very excited about this plan. It's going to really change the landscape of how the credit reporting industry operates. And I think the biggest, most important thing that came out of this agreement is the way that they handle medical debt. Medical debt is usually, normally that's a billing error and it shows up as a collection on people's credit report. Well, what they've done, what they've agreed to is not allow medical debt to show up on anyone's credit report for 6 months. In the past, it was 30 days. So now you have 6 months to figure out whether that debt is yours or not, and then get it resolved before it will show up on your credit report. That's plenty of time. I think that's a huge win. It's going to actually eliminate a lot of the suffering that people are suffering from a credit score perspective because of a billing error on their medical agreement. And now with Obamacare, it's become much more complex. So you're now going to have 6 months to resolve any billing errors on medical debt. I think it's a huge win and the most important thing to come out of this agreement, but it's not the only thing to come out of the agreement. Higher standards for reporting the data. That's part of this. Now, that's kind of vague, but right now, collection companies can just report information without having really any documentation, even though they're supposed to have documentation. They're supposed to have the original agreement between the borrower and the creditor. Many times they don't have that, and they report it. Well, the bureaus are going to hold them to a higher standard before they report it. I think it's long overdue, and another big win for consumers. You'll be more likely to have an accurate credit report because people can't just report things without the proper documentation. Now, they're no longer also going to report debt without a contract. So if you had a overdue library fine or a parking ticket that you were unaware of, many times that can show up on your credit report 2, 3, 4 years later, and you didn't realize you had a parking ticket or a late library fine, but because they sold that to a collection company, it showed up on your credit report. That's no longer going to be allowed under this agreement. Another huge win for consumers. It will increase the accuracy of the information on everyone's credit report. Long overdue, but I'm glad it's in place now. The last thing they're going to do is authorize user. They must have a date of birth. So again, a move to higher quality data. I think it's a huge win. The National Consumer Assistance Plan coming out of New York, but really for the entire country. It will be phased in from now until 3 years. They're expecting to have it fully phased in. But another great win for consumers. It's really going to change the landscape of people's information and how accurate your credit report is. I think it's a big win, and I'm very excited about it. So this is Dave Sullivan with the Credit Guy TV. So you, with a little bit of me, we're going to change the credit industry. Thank you.